Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Greetings, ladies and gentlemen. As you can see here, today we are going to present e-magazines entitled Business Continuity Plan. Before we begin our presentations, let me introduce my team members. I myself, Intan Kartika Binti Rosli, Dayang Nur Syafeeka Mohammad Asyraf Khairuddin Yusir, and last but not least, Nurul Fatiha Binti Dahlim. The e-magazines includes under the following overview, which is cover page, table of content, editor's notes, introduction of business continuity plan, the article of challenges toward an effective business continuity management, disaster recovery planning, disaster recovery operations, and the others three articles that related to business continuity plan. The e-magazine, entitled Business Continuity Plan, consists of 38 pages including advertisements and cover page. The e-magazine, produced by 4 writers and editors using canva.com. As we produce the e-magazine, we choose Chapter 4, entitled Business Continuity Plan, as it shows the plan position your organization to survive a serious disruptions. It also eliminates a confusion common to every disaster that provide a clear blueprint for what everyone should do. In the e-magazines, we also provide the disaster recovery plans and disaster recovery operations.
Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. I am Muhammad and I will talk about chapter 4, which is business continuity plan. So for business continuity plan, we have two types, which is disaster recovery planning and disaster recovery operation. So I'm going to talk about disaster recovery plan first, which is the first step is identify types of paper. Identify types of paper is conduct a survey of records management and maintain a complete file list. A copy of the file list should be retained or backup at another location. Step 2 is establish vital records management program, which is develop and implement cost-effective methods, including off-site storage and the application of the technology to protect and safeguard those records identified as vital from loss, misuse, and unauthorized access, access and modification. Next is identify the risk. Risk management is the practice of using processes, methods, and tools for managing risk, and the risk management process involves methodically identifying the risks surrounding business activities, assessing the possibility of an event occurring, identify which event would cause the worst problems and deal with them first, understanding how to respond to related events, putting in place to deal with the consequences, and last but not least is monitoring the effectiveness of risk management approach control. The next step for disaster recovery plan is identify alternative storage facilities, which is review existing storage facilities and identify if they are secure and will reduce loss or damage. The next step is for disaster recovery plan is defines roles and responsibilities, which is determine who will be responsible for the various aspects of the plan and who to contact for assistance in restoring an area after a disaster. Next is develop a list of contacts, which is develop a contact list of emergency numbers such as fire, police, hospitals, property security, neighboring businesses, and tradespeople, while determine contact numbers of customer, suppliers, distributors, and other key parties. For the recovery plan, step is prepare a disaster bin. Acure tools and other supplies to be used in small disasters such as leaky pipes, small fires, and etc. This may include certain tools, gloves, masks, fire extinguisher, and fire blankets. Ensure disaster bin is easily accessible and all staff are aware of the location. Last but not least, for the disaster recovery plan is draw up an action plan. Develop a short plan that contains many of the details of the above, such as numbers, both internal and external, and develop a step-by-step list of action for staff to follow in case of disaster and circulate the plan to every staff in the organization. As I mentioned earlier, there are two types of business continuity plan, which is a disaster recovery plan and disaster recovery operation. Now I'm going to talk about disaster recovery operation and the action needed. Firstly, is security and safety. For the security and safety, the primary activity that must be taken into consideration when a crisis occurs is making sure that everyone is safe and that the building is secure. The second step is stabilizing the environment. Stabilizing the environment involves bringing it to a sufficient temperature and humidity level that all of the impacted records are dry and can be evaluated. Step 3 is assessing damage to records of facilities. It is necessary to determine the degree of facilities and records damage. This is to make sure that we can put together an accident report and consult to professionals about the best way to deal with the those damage data. For the step 4 is storage areas and building rehab. Before returning the records, clean and sanitize the space as well as any shelving or other sort of storage. Make sure that all areas, especially those used for record storage, have stabilized environment conditions including air circulation. Step 5 is ensuring ongoing protection of records, which is complete all records related treatments, including cleaning and drying. If they are clean and have dried completely, examine them for mold and mildew before putting them back in storage. Last but not least, for disaster recovery operation is resumption of operation. By having postmortem discussion, determine the origin of the emergency or disaster, create an indicator report or equivalent briefing notes on the emergency or disaster for agency chiefs for the future, take preventative measures.
For our e-magazine, there are four supported articles that we use as references. The first one is Challenges Towards an Effective Business Continuity Management. This is a 2018 article authored by A.H.A. Hamid. This article talks about the limitations and challenges of an effective business continuity management in nuclear Malaysia. The second article is titled COVID-19 Pandemic, the New Normal in Business Continuity Plan for Real Estate Firm in Malaysia. This article was published in 2020 and written by Nur Fazlina Aini Mohammad Lehan, Kamarul Azahari Raza, and Khairul Hisham Kamaruddin. This article mentions on how the new norm is affecting the business continuity plan for the real estate firms. The next article is titled A Systematic Literature Review of Organization Resilience, Business Continuity and Risk Towards Process Resilience and Continuity. This is a 2022 article written by Bahtia Ostadi, Mahnas Ibrahimi Sadrabadi, Mohammad Mehdi Sepehri, and Ali Hussein Zadeh Kashan. The authors attempt to review article and explore gaps and challenges in the areas of resilience, business continuity, risk, and process safety with the aim of providing several directions for future research to understand different approaches with different perspectives. And the last article is a 2020 article written by Takahiro Ono with the title Effects of Business Continuity Planning on Reducing Economic Loss Due to Natural Disasters. It studies effects of implementing business continuity planning towards the economy of Asian region. So that is all from me for the supported articles.
The reasons we choose this chapter are because the chapter is easy to understand and it is also easy to deliver. So, when it is easy for us to understand the content of the chapter, it is also easy for us to deliver the content to the reader in a way that the reader will find it easy to read our magazine. With this chapter, we are also able to create a short but packed magazine with knowledge on business continuity plan. There are two benefits that the reader can gain from reading our magazine. The first benefit that the reader can gain from reading our magazine is the reader will gain more knowledge on business continuity plan. From the disaster recovery planning to disaster recovery operation, our magazine has covered it all. Aside from that, by reading our magazine, the reader can also build their confidence. After reading our magazine, the reader will be able to react formally and prepare to a number of incidents and situations in the future.
Before I ended our presentations, let me recite some quotes. A business continuity planner is more powerful than all the king's horses and all the king's men, because with a plan in place we can put a Humpty Dumpty back together again, says Dog Reisner. That's all from us. Thank you and have a nice day.